Isabella Brancatisano. So happy birthday to her, and hopefully for her sake, the Flames can come through with a birthday W. They've turned it over straight back now to the Flyers. Beck Cole finally gets a score on the board.
I think fatigue played some part of it. She started off slowly, but we know how capable she is, as is this player, Carly Ernst, from the three-point line. Lethal from outside as well.
She's a bit of a matchup nightmare as Cole comes off the curl and hits the little short corner too, but averaging 39 minutes per game through those first two games as well. So we'll keep an eye on how many minutes she plays, but expect a big night for her as Brancatisano, happy 30th, goes bang from three.
An out-of-bounds play, scores mentality, and come off and get a good bucket.
Go to Ernst. Nice inside pivot to the jumper. That was a sweet look from Carly Ernst. Flyers with the early little advantage. Taylor just went herself known. Michaela Roof, kick out to Brancatisano for three. Wow. Yes, again. Nobody guards Carly Ernst, and they get led off there, but only momentarily because Maddie Rocci with the O board scoops through and scores. All through hands here for the Flames. Single digits on the shot clock. Kick across corner. Kayla George gets it to go. Both teams firing some early punches in this one. Flames wrestle back the lead. Rocci, they go under the screen. Nice. She says, I'll have all three of those, Laurie. It's all happening.
Neither team has been able to establish any ascendancy at this stage.
Woman gets her opportunity in the low block, and that was a nice step through, wasn't it, Laurie?
Kayla George out of the stance and then was able to finish it nicely.
Backdoor cut. The whole defense is really good, but the great extra pass, and Michaela Roof was there for the finish for Sydney. Almost dribble, one-on-one, although that was a pretty nice one-on-one move. But no direct result for a shot. Great defensive play, but Kayla George on the backdoor cut.
I'm just watching Beck Cole, who we know is just got such an engine, and I want to keep an eye on her because, well, there you go, Naz Hillman. Finally, there's a stoppage in play.
Got one for the season, thanks, Larry.
You know, I think early on those, built up that stamina. Having said that, though, towards the end of the season, it can work reverse situation. Maddie Rocci, good finish to the basket.
Maddie Rocci there swinging through, flicking it up, flipping it in. CYG-NEWT.
Well, interestingly, both coaches are backing their players to get through this, to fight through this. A nice three-point shot there by Swain.
Hopefully she can have an impact for the Flames. Michaela Vaughan, another import who's in a similar spot to her, so keeping an eye on both of those. And Morris on cue comes in for two. Not sure the coach would have liked it as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Gives the ball right back to the Flames. Clock winding down. Swain on her way, comes in, the hoop plus the harm, and she'll go to the line for one more.
Gave them lots of time to run down the floor, so now you're looking at potentially
a lot of three-point shooting, which also maybe is one of those reasons. Speaking of, I thought Swain was about to launch one. She doesn't. Turned out to be a good pass. One extra, and there's Morris underneath. So the Flames just extend that lead momentarily. Alice Kunek was quiet in the first quarter.
Well, when you come out, Alice Kunek, she hasn't shot from outside. I think that was her first three that she took. So for her to nail that, and we know if she gets on a roll, there you go. She is, as you said, very difficult player to match up with.
That's 0 points in the first quarter. 5 straight out of the gate here. Back out here on the floor, 28 apiece. And a nice set straight out of the timeout. Here's Hillman. Vaughan try to establish down low. Luffridge with a nice step back into the long mid-range two, and it's good.
All of a sudden, the Flyers are playing with a lot of confidence.
Nobody was guarding Brancatisano, and her third triple of the game. Hit hard at the rack, couldn't get the finish to go. Those are those layups you were talking about earlier. Laurie just hasn't quite found the touch, but likes the mid-range jumper, and maybe that will get Beck Cole going. Maya Morris couldn't finish, and again, there's a lid on the basket at both ends. Kunek's running very hard, and a big block, and Emma Clark has a few words to say about it as well.
Says, I'm back.
It was a great rim run from Alice Kunek, and Emma Clark just said no. Obviously, Guy Malloy burnt the timeout early, doesn't want to call another one, and their struggles aren't hurting them at the moment because Southside have got struggles of their own, but Kunek is having a pretty good quarter. The last 3 or 4 has dried right up. Can someone just break free of it at the moment? Shot clock winding down. Beck Cole has to just toss one up. We'll call it a pass, and Naz Hillman with the finish. Cole eventually finds it, steps into the mid-range too. Just will not go for either team at the moment. Beck Cole comes up with it and scores and says, come on, get around me. Kayla George just hesitated on that 3, and it might be because they're struggling a little bit to hit from outside here in the second. Kalia this time, yes, and finally into double digits off the boot of the Flames.
Flames have only scored 10 points this quarter.
Beck Cole into the 2, and maybe that little layup off the O board. Things that people practice time and time again in individual training. Great extra pass. Pittman for 3. Decent scoring, really at a high.
Well, I just did a quick...
Good job from the game day crew to go in and help Maddie Rocci and clean up the blood and get this game back going as Cole steps in 2-2 on the screen there. A really important initiative from the WNBA. Back underway, Maddie Rocci.
Oh.
Maddie Rocci! And that's coming off a 25-10 game last week. Cole in the low block. Turnaround jumper off glass. She's got 16. George, feet set, 3 on its way, and Kayla George with a handy knockdown triple. Someone's going to be open, but Ruth quick enough to get back, but the mismatch was what happened out of that little bit of transition, and Hillman scores 2.
Would be absolutely desperate to get this first win in front of their home crowd.
As George lets one go and buries it. Kayla George.
Carly Ernst just needed to be a little bit closer.
Great roll, and the scoop through up and under a first layup. Naz Hillman. Good scrambling defense, turnover caused. Cole comes away with the steal. Might wait for the troops to arrive. Rocci somehow got it back, falling over to the ground again to Cole. One extra pass to Ernst. The deconstructed mess, I think we call that. But they walked away with 2. Kayla George followed her own shot and drew the foul. Great persistence.
Well, Kayla George had a double-double last week with her last game with 23 points, 11.
The quarter at the moment, the Flyers are leading marginally. George has been the one for Sydney. Step back 3.
Wow.
Kayla George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment.
No, there hasn't been a lot of fouls again, as we talked about earlier.
And Naz Hillman scores and will go to the line once again. A quietish start by her lofty stance.
Just look at that fend-off arm that when she comes back in, uses that, and then that.
Slip from George. Extra pass and Morris puts it up, puts it in. Kayla George has had a hand in everything at the moment for Sydney.
Oh, good anticipation by Hillman, knowing that if she's going to wrap it around, that's to Morris. That's where she wanted to be, and negated by a turnover, however.
Kalia got it right back. Emma Clark to the corner.
In the right places, they were in the stance, they were pointing, they were moving.
One play the Flames will really want to get going as the elbow jumper goes down for Maddie Rocci. George is trailing. Roof was open, finally got her the ball. Good scramble defense. Kicked out for 3 and got it to go. A handy basket, a much needed basket. Single digits on the shot clock. But Rebecca Cole, another offensive rebound, her 3rd of the contest. This time she can't get the second chance.
And while that shot didn't go in from Alice Kunig, it was a well executed offense.
Now Kunig does get it, this time on the perimeter. Kick to Rocci. Shot clock winding down again. Ernst from the car park. Comes off back iron. Kayla George, another offensive rebound. Cole up and in. Beck Cole.
As they did the other day, turn the ball over, just get through their stuff.
Inside 3 minutes to play, leads at 5. Somehow that has ended up in Alice Kunig's hands. Good pressure off the ball from Celeste Taylor. Switches over to Cole. No moving screen call. Beck Cole steps into the deep 2, and she's pretty pumped up about it as well. The Southside offense has just stopped really for the last 2 minutes. Beck Cole created a little bit in the last possession. Can she create again? She can. The mid-range again. Slow offense here from the Flames. Nice hesitation from Swain. Big block, Naz Hillman.
Southside's going to know that that's the case and switch everything, carry a hand to the three-point line.
Again, just forcing them to take up a lot of
There
clock.
you go.
Kayla George comes up. George should be the one you'd expect. Taking too long.
Good
Great
D.
defense from the Flyers, as you say, Laurie Chiswick. And a big block from Maddie Rocci as the crowd begins to count down on the clock in front of their home fans for the first time this season. The Southside Flyers get their first W on the board as they look to go back-to-back